What's up guys, this is Void of Dust Gaming, your channel for fresh Arena of Valor content, and today I've got a video for one of the best support tank roamers in the game. I've released a video on my top 5 choices for the current meta, and the one we are talking about today is the hero that I picked for this kind of content. We are talking about Lumburr, as most of you have already seen in today's thumbnail. So first of all, I want to go through my build to check the equipment, and as you can see, we are building Lumburr as a full tank support with all the lovely items that we use and love. So we've got our Aegis in there, we've got cleansing or the shield, whatever suits the situation on the support item, the earth gem. We've got Shield of the Lost, so the combination of the Aegis and Shield of the Lost is actually quite good because it gives a lot of utility to your team. We're building Gaia Standard, or rather Medallion of Troy, for our magic resistance, and then we're throwing in a Blade of Eternity for some resurrection action. In terms of the enchantments, I'm going with River Trader, Regrowth, and Explosive Shield. I think it's one of the best combinations that you can get on champions. And we are using Devour as well as Bone Cutter to boost the resistance even further. And Bone Cutter is synergizing quite nicely with the Gilded Greaves, which just means that we are going to have less impact on for like all the CC things that are going to be thrown at us, and we are reducing that by an even bigger amount. In terms of the Arcana, I've picked my usual Arcana build on AD tanks, which is 10 times Indomitable for around 350 max HP. We've got Benevolence here for some additional max HP. In terms of this, we are going with 450. And I usually take Skewer for some extra damage, but you can switch that to Valence and you're good to go with the build. So, upcoming is the gameplay. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, reconsider to do so, because it doesn't cost you a thing and you will be updated about new videos that I put to the channel. Likes and comments are always highly appreciated, because that's actually what YouTube wants to see if you want to grow your channel. So if you have a spare thumb to use, just give me that like, because I desperately need it. And yeah, now I've got some gameplay. Alright, so here we are right in the middle of the battle. And first of all, I like to talk about the team choices and the enemies that we are facing. So I'm here with Telenas on the duo lane. Telenas is actually quite okayish. She's got great range, and I can support her with my passive to boost her magic resist as well as her armor, so she should be a little bit safer than usual. We got Nekroth in the jungle, who is actually one of the strongest junglers right now in the current meta. We've got Jinna, who is not one of the best mages, but he's still pretty decent, and he can throw a good swing on the enemies, especially if he's in ult mode. Don't underestimate the damage that he can create by just going in with ult, pressing S2, and then going in a follow-up with his S1. That's actually going to be a killer combo for most of the squishy heroes. And we have Ryoma on the solo lane. I don't really like him that much, because I think he is just way too squishy if you build him as you are supposed to do in sorts of more some kind of glass cannon build. But the Ryoma is highly skill dependent, so if you've got a good Ryoma player who knows how to use the range that this hero brings to the table, you can actually have a really decent match. If you don't know about that, you are going to have a hard time, but it's going to show if that Ryoma knows what he is about to face or not. So I was trying to protect my Telenas here. So I jumped in, popped Enfeeble for some damage reduction, and it actually paid off, so I was able to get out alive. But it was a really, really difficult and risky business, and as you can see, the enemies are just closing in. They are mobbing in on our top lane tower, and I think Telenas, her positioning is highly questionable. She was just standing out front too much for my opinion, and we were lucky that no one was killed in the process of this team fight. because that could have been easily achieved by the enemies. They had everything that they needed in order to make it work. On the opposing side, we've got Crixie as a mage. She's one of the strongest mages in my opinion right now in the current meta, because she's basically really easy to play. And that said, she's got high burst damage, especially if her ult is up. She is going to give enemies a hard time, and she's able to dish out shitloads of damage. My positioning is highly questionable right now. I thought that we would have a better entrance into that fight. Unfortunately, I opened up the window, so Telenas got killed, and that is completely my fault. That was really, really dumb. That was like really, I can't put it mildly. I should not have done that. I just risked it for my team, and it paid off quite nicely for the enemies. That was just way too aggressive. And I thought that we could have a better engagement here, but obviously we didn't, because we were both killed in the meantime. So in terms of the forces that are fighting against us, there's Valheim on the enemy team, as well as another Lumburr. So I think we are basically even. I would say Telenas has the better range, but Valheim has the better CC options. Both Lumburrs are basically equal, so it boils down to the skill of the player. I don't know about the skill of the other Lumburr player, but I think, yeah, I don't want to say anything about it, because I just don't know if that Lumburr player is better than I am. So let's assume he's not. Hopefully, you guys are going to see in the end result if that was a game that we won or not, because you guys know that I am actually someone who is always bring in games that are not winnable, and I try to do some kind of learning things with those matches. They've got Liliana in the jungle, the enemy team, and I think that is actually a really powerful choice. She's not as good as Tula in the jungle, because she needs to have level 4 and her ultimate to switch into Fox mode, being able to clear out the minions a little bit faster, because beforehand her clearing speed is just not on par. She takes actually quite long with her spells, but she can kind of mitigate as soon as she reaches her Fox form. And we've got Kilgroth as an opponent on the solo lane against Ryoma. And to be fair, I've rarely seen Kilgroth in the past. I don't even know how good or how bad this hero is, but just the fact that you don't really see him that often can actually tell you how important he is in terms of meta fights right now. So I would rather rank him a little bit lower than your average damage dealer. And I think he doesn't stand a chance against heroes such as Omen, Lubu, Florentino, Jan, you name it. Like all those strong choices, I think Kilgroth doesn't live up to his legacy. He was, at one point in the game, he was just this life-stealing damage machine that was able to just deal with 3 people at the same time when he had all his abilities up. But I think that is the shadow from the past, and he's not able to compensate his current state by just throwing up some items and stuff like that. So that's actually not that powerful. So here I try to help my Telenas pushing that Kilworth into the tower. Worked out really nice, completely as I intended it. I didn't get the kill. Telenas got the kill because she was landing one single shot here. So we do get another kill here for my team and the AD carry, which is actually quite important. You should not kill steal if possible. But if you are the one who needs to be there to secure the kill, you should always go for it. Again, my positioning is highly questionable, and I kind of underestimated the kind of courage how my team was about to enter the team fight. And as you can see, this was another death for me that could have been prevented actually if I would have been a little bit smarter and paid a little bit more attention to the map. So I would say my performance at this state of the game, not the best, but we still got some time to continue, and there will be better situations, I promise. That said, there will be one situation that's going to change maybe a lot of the overall outcome, but you guys are going to see for yourself if that is something positive or something negative, because it can actually mean that I've just threw the game for my team. In fact, that is an option. It's always an option. If I play something and it's a little bit late, that might be always an option. And yeah, you guys are going to see for yourself. So there's another team fight coming up, and you can see that there's a lot of action going on. So Necroth is trying to make a flanking move, but he was caught off guard by Lumburr, who was actually quite eager to find someone in the bushes, and I think that was actually a really smart move. I try to harass Telenas a little bit here, Liliana a little bit here, and again, we were not really contributing everything that we had to the team fight at once, and I think that made us lose this team fight. So again, questionable entrance. We played this team fight really, really bad, and now we've got the reward for it. So the enemies are starting to win the battle by 5 kills right now, and now it's on Jinnah to single-handedly fight against them under the middle tower, and that's obviously a task that he can't do on his own, and he can't win this. So here we go. I think that is one of the best entrances that I had, so I just put all the CC things that I had on the enemies, and it resulted in not only a double kill for Necroth, but also a kill for Ryoma, and that completely changed. A double kill for Ryoma, so we've got 4 kills just because of my aggressive entrance here, and it put us right into the position to go in and face the enemy. So here is another ult. I'm going in trying to get Lumburr here. Unfortunately, Liana is already coming back, so we don't have that much time to get away here, and sad enough, I'm even jumping back into the wrong direction because I was like, maybe not. Maybe not. So now it's my personal duty to defend our base against an incoming army of 5 enemy heroes. And I was a little bit in between those decisions. Should I defend it and try to land 1 ultimate, or should I rather go home and heal up? And I decided to stay. That ult was completely wasted, so not really that much that they can do against it. And I think I just stopped their encounter in its tracks, and now it's payback time. So my team is starting to sort themselves out, trying to catch the enemies while they are on their retreat. And now it's my time to shine, and we are in ultimate mode. I caught 3 people in my ultimate again. A lot of CC is coming towards the enemies. I'm trying to get Liliana here. Great crowd control from myself. Double kill for Jinnah, so that was really well played from him. Great crowd control. Again, I was able to control 3 people, and as Necroth was just standing next to me with the assault move, we were able to go into that core, and this was our time to just finish it. And I love Arena of Valor just because of that fact, and most of the time, or not most of the times, but it happens to me as well. So it's just this very one big team fight that you need to win to completely change the outcome of a battle. That was another ranked match, so worked perfectly fine. That was platinum. There was no pick and ban phase, but still we were able to do really, really good. So 3rd best mark here. Taken a lot of damage. Participation was the best in this game, so I did a really good job on that, and I think our presence and our activation changed the tide of the battle at all consequences and made us win the game. So 16 versus 17, we won the game. That was it, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys are leaving all the likes and the comments and the subscriptions. And last thing is, have a pleasant evening. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.